Hello friends, this is Nilesh Kade speaking on GST, and we are only focusing here on practical aspects. For all theoretical aspects, I will make another video, and there you will be having the screen reading, and I guess all the points will be covered over there. But here in this live class, face-to-face classes, I will be only focusing upon the practical aspects. Now, to solve the problems in GST, we should have a little knowledge about theory, and those little points we will be discussing in this class. Let us first start with the first point. Goods and services tax. The model which we have adopted in India is dual model. So I will write here dual model. This is very first and very basic point you should be knowing. What do you mean by this dual model? The revenue which is generated from the economy is shared between two governments, central government and state government. Whatever revenue is received is shared between central government and state government. Not only revenue, the credit is also shared between central government and state government. So I will write here revenue and credit. Revenue and credit. Now you will ask me, sir, here revenue, what is this revenue? Revenue is the tax that you are paying in the form of GST. What do you mean by this credit? This credit is something different. When you have purchased the goods, if you are a businessman, when you have purchased the goods and now you are selling it. While purchasing, you have paid the taxes. Now while selling, you are collecting the taxes. Now this is called as output tax. This is called as input tax because while purchasing, you have paid the tax. So output minus input is your net tax payable. Now you are deducting this input tax. Now that tax is called credit in our GST. This dual model has given a formula, and the formula is IGST equal to CGST plus SGST. Why like so? IGST, as you know, this is the national level tax. This is also national level tax, but this is also national level tax, but the revenue goes to the state government. Here revenue goes to central government, revenue goes to central government. And therefore, let us say for example, this is 28%. Then central government will take 14%, state government will take 14%. I told you this is all about revenue and this is all about credit as well. Right? This is first point. Second point that you should know is there are 7 slabs. There are how many? 7 slabs. And I will write down those slabs. 0%, 0.25%, 0. Not 0. Now it comes 3%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. Now these are the 7 slabs. Shall we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These are the 7 slabs which is applicable for goods and services. Now you will ask me, sir, goods and services tax is one tax, one nation, one tax, but why there are so many different rates? Please understand, we are speaking about GST. This is tax and these are the rates. Rates can be different, but this is the tax that we are using. Right? These are the slabs, these are the rates. This is not different kind of tax. I don't say 0% income tax, 0.25% property tax, 3% stamp duty, 5% toll tax, next is 12% entertainment tax. I don't say so. I say all these are GST, all these are goods and services taxes. Hope you are understanding. Now to understand furthermore, you should have the next point handheld, and that is aggregate turnover. Aggregate turnover. Now what do you mean by this aggregate turnover? Aggregate turnover says consider all the supplies that you are making in 1 year. Add all the supplies, add all supplies that is made in 1 year, aggregate them. This is your aggregate turnover for 1 year. All the sales you are considering, you are just adding. You are not bifurcating between zero rated supply or exempted supply or nothing such. I hope this point is clear. Add all the supplies. This is the shortest point I'm speaking. For more about aggregate turnover, please you have to go through my another video called GST Basics. Now you have to go through that video and understand all those terms. Understand one by one. I have explained it very clearly. Now, what do you mean by aggregate turnover? I have told add all the supplies, all the sales. Let us say sales, and put it here. This will be your aggregate turnover for 1 year. Now, this aggregate turnover should not cross a limit. Government says you are doing it for a limit. That limit should not be crossed, and that limit is 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs for normal states and 20 lakhs for special category states. Now this is applicable. This is applicable for goods. This is applicable for goods. What about services? Services, nothing has been changed. Earlier it was 20 lakhs for normal category states and 10 lakhs for special category states. This is for services. Please make this note. For your convenience, I will erase this. This 40 lakh is for normal category state. This is for special category state. Normal category state, special category state, and this is for services. We have to consider aggregate turnover for these many states. If you can understand only this much, you can solve a good number of problems, short problems with these examples. Now let us solve this solution. Calculation of tax payable. Now to solve this problem, you should know one simple formula, that is tax payable is equal to output tax minus input tax. Now what is output tax? Output tax means taxes on sales. Sales which are going out, they are output taxes. Now tax payable on sales is 55,000. Input tax, that is tax paid on purchases, this is 20,000. Now I am deducting this 20,000. But what about this exempted supplies? Exempted supply is also included in aggregate turnover, and therefore we are adding it. We are not keeping it separately. So this 5,000 extra we are adding exempted supplies, considering that, assuming that this 5,000 is not included in tax in the sales. Can you see, I have not written total tax payable on sales. If I had written total tax payable on sales, then I could really mean that these exempted supplies are included in this. I have only said tax payable on sales, that is 55,000. Exempted supplies which is given separately, I will charge it separately. I will consider it separately. Therefore, I will add that 5,000 here. And now I will deduct this input tax. Input tax is 20,000. Now this you will get 55 plus 5 is 60,000 minus 20,000. The answer is quite simple. It is 40,000. Now total tax payable for that year is 40,000. Consider this problem. We have to calculate total tax payable. Interstate supplies 15,000, intrastate supplies 45,000, non-taxable supplies 20,000, exempted supplies 10,000. CGST paid 22,000, SGST paid 24,000, and exports 95,000. We have to solve this problem. You please copy down this by pausing this video. Let us solve this problem. Solution: calculation of tax payable. This space is enough. We have to consider interstate supplies and intrastate supplies both at one, because we are only calculating tax payable. If we are calculating credit and credit allocation, then we need to make two columns, because it is interstate supplies. If it is really huge information, then we are let us start this problem. Consider this all information and what is to be deducted. Interstate supplies, add it. Intrastate supplies, add it. Non-taxable supplies, add it. Exempted supplies, add. These two taxes paid, because it is a GST, we have to deduct this, and exports we have to add. So first we will take all the additions and then we will take two deductions. I will take interstate supplies. Interstate supplies, I will make another column here. Inner column, interstate supplies 15,000. Number 2, intrastate supplies 45,000. Non-taxable supplies 20,000. Exempted supplies 10,000. Exports 95,000. We are going to add this. I'm going to use calculator. 15,000 plus 45,000 plus 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 95,000. It is 1,85,000. 1,85,000. From this, I am going to deduct the taxes paid. Less taxes paid under GST. There are only two deductions in from the calculation of aggregate turnover. First deduction is taxes paid in GST. It can be any of these four taxes: CGST, SGST, IGST, and UTGST. If these four are paid, then we are going to deduct it from this. The second point, which is not applicable here, is inward supplies in the form of reverse charge. So these are the only two things. Number one, taxes paid under GST. Number two is inward supplies under RCM, reverse charge mechanism. There is separate section called section 9 and subsection 4. Section 9, subsection 5. These are the two sections where reverse charge mechanism is applicable. For reverse charge, you have to see one more video. Let us see solve this problem. Taxes paid under GST. CGST is 22,000. SGST is 24,000. So this 22 and 24,000. 22 and 24,000. It is 46,000. I am going to deduct from this 1,85,000. 1,85,000 minus 46,000. It is 1,39,000. 1,39,000, and the answer is complete.